So this is cream base makeup from Ben Nye, and you can see when you touch it, it comes off very easily. It's very wet and doesn't stay very well. I use Ben Nye Neutral Set, which is just a translucent powder, and I put some on. And what I'll do initially is just dab the powder onto the makeup itself, and this allows it to not come off on the puff. A little bit may, but the dabbing helps protect it. Now you'll see here that there are spots where the makeup is coming through the powder, and so I will simply press more into those areas. It's called pressed powder for a reason. So you press it, press it, press it, press it until the color doesn't bleed through. As you can see here, the makeup is asking for more powder, and you can see that in the little bits around the center and certainly along the bottom where you see that red coming through again. So I just repeat that process, pressing in more powder. Now every once in a while the powder puff itself will lift some of the powder, and you sort of have to train your eye to notice, is the powder coming off on the puff or is it actually asking for more powder? When in doubt, just put more on. You can never have too much powder. And here again you can see that's an example of where initially I thought it was the powder puff lifting, but after a few seconds I could see the powder was being absorbed by the makeup, so I simply added more. And when you're set, brush off the excess. I like to go in two different directions. It helps to get the makeup out of the pores as much as possible. And when you're done removing the powder, it's kind of dull and drab. The Hollywood secret is KY jelly. All you need to do is take a small layer of that on a makeup sponge, just enough to get it damp, and then dab it on the makeup. And I'm going to start with doing half so that you can see the difference between the powdered and the powdered with the KY jelly. All it's doing is it's taking up the excess powder that you can't remove with a brush and giving it back that moist, breathing skin look, and it will not actually remove any of the makeup. If it's coming off on your makeup sponge, then you didn't have enough powder to begin with. If you think it's a little too shiny, just take the side of the makeup sponge and just dab off the excess. You can also do that with a tissue, but sometimes that takes off too much of the KY jelly. So I'm going to fast forward and just cover up everything so that you can see the result. This is after having the makeup on just for a minute, but I will take a clean finger and just brush it up and down and show you the resilience of that cream-based makeup once you have sealed it with enough powder and KY jelly. And I'm not being gentle. That's actually pulling the skin on the back of my hand. You can also see that when you rub, my finger remains clean. Nothing is coming off. So you can brush up against this, a kid can hug you. It is not going to smear that makeup at all.